on the troll.
Hello and welcome to Mzansi. We're back again. It's that time of the night where we have to shoot. And for me it was a long weekend this weekend. I don't know. It felt so long.
It felt long. Okay, for some of us it felt short.
Now, I had a lot of things to do. And I think I need to go back to the office to just wind down and be able to think again. Right. And the other thing, before we even go further, what is interesting about this weekend is that Kaizer Chiefs lost on penalties. This is, I think, a third division type of a team that they lost to with a red card. This was Nedbank. You know how Nedbank brings a small team. Pirate won against a small team, also 6-0. But Kaizer Chiefs then failed. As usual, when they are playing against these small teams, they always fail. Remember them when they were playing against Tuks, they failed. This is not something new, so it has been happening.
What team?
I can't even. I don't know. I would have to check, but it's Mill something.
So you can't pronounce it.
No, I can pronounce it. It's Milford. Yes, it's Milford.
Askisi Kaizer Chiefs fans, hardy man. Sorry man. Better luck next time.
And guess what? What is very interesting about it is that not only are they in the second division, they are also number 12 in that division.
Number 12.
Yes.
Kaizer Chiefs.
No. I'm talking about Milford. Yes.
So they are number
they
12.
Only have 20 they only have 20 points, I think. 20 points, yes. And number 1 is University of Pretoria. This is second division. So they lost to team that is actually trying to fight and stay in the second division by avoiding relegation.
And they beat Kaizer Chiefs.
Yes, they did.
What is happening to Kaizer Chiefs?
It's a lot of things. I mean, firstly, this is a family team. I don't understand why supporters of Kaizer Chiefs still support it.
It's a family business.
It's a family business. So I guess as long as they are getting money, I think they are selling players and whatever that they are getting money from, all is good. So Kaizer Chiefs is no longer looking like a team that wants to win games. In fact, they do want to win games, but what they are doing behind in terms of investing on that team, I don't think they're doing the right way. This is a classical example where you have to hire someone from outside other than your kids.
Delegate properly.
Yeah, because
sports
it's not fair. I mean, this team is only...
It's soccer.
There's only 4 teams away from relegation in second division. Only 4 teams away from relegation. I mean, number 13 has the same points. I think it's the issue of goal difference only. It's 20 points.
It's bad.
And then the last 3 teams, they have 19 points. So it's 1 point different, and the last one has 18 points. So it can still be relegated.
True.
But Kaizer Chiefs lost to that team. I guess they're going to say it's football. And I'm not laughing because I want to put my serious face, but I have to laugh.
No, but now you're going to make our Kaizer Chiefs fans a little bit upset. Guys, don't get upset. Better luck next time.
Yes, better one.
Better luck next time.
I think this luck was better.
Minimize
I like this luck.
losing to teams that are almost getting relegated. Let us nip it in the bud. Let us fight harder. Let us not be embarrassed
I think this is a sign that Kaizer Chiefs should be in second division. But
No. Why? It's a legendary big team.
they drew with a team that is in the relegation zone.
No, they should remain as a first team, like as in the first league. No. Imagine a derby without a Kaizer Chiefs.
We
and
can always
Orlando
have the
Pirates.
derby through Nedbank.
No. It won't be the same.
And in any case, the original derby is the Swallows one. So let's continue.
No, please no. So yes, guys, I also wanted to ask, I was we covered the Enyobeni story in the previous video, though it was quite long and it's not getting views, so it confirms the point that I'm about to raise. I feel like people don't care about Enyobeni anymore.
No, look, you will get people. You'll find that people. I mean, that's the nature of South Africans and Africans.
When Konje, what's his name? Fees Must Fall. A guy. What's his name again? Ncebo Dlamini. When he said South Africa is like a movie. Today you are focusing on this. Tomorrow you are focusing on that. Tomorrow is this. Tomorrow is that. It's like people have lost focus or don't care anymore about what
things that
happens
should worry them.
It's like those that mass incident. It has been reduced. We are so numb. The way we are always traumatized.
I mean, yeah, we can count a lot of things. The Phoenix issue. I think the Marikana, the taverns, and the Marikana issue. That's how we have turned out to be. I think it has to do also with the leadership that we have. I mean, we when we had Zuma, it was easy to call them out.
Yes.
I think the problem is sometimes we are even afraid to raise some of these points, to be honest.
Because you don't know what target could be placed. You don't know what's gonna happen.
You don't know. So
is it safe?
You talk about things and then you have to, and that is those are the signs of an autocratic system, where you have to choose what you say and how you say it, and do more research to understand whom you might be stepping on when you talk about things. I think people are at that state such that you talk about the issue of people are looking at parents. Yes, we know
it's
parents.
like a huge majority of people are deflecting to parents. It's almost like this is not their concern.
It's okay that there is a tavern in the wrong place. It's okay that there is a tavern that has had pictures of young kids on Facebook. It's fine.
It's okay as well. And someone was saying on the comments that those pictures were not verified. Actually, those pictures are from the tavern. There was a Facebook page. In fact, there were worse pictures than that. It's just that I didn't invest in the time to actually dig and look for them. But they were there. The Facebook page was there. I saw it. And I'm sure there's many people who were following the story on social media who saw that Facebook page. So to minimize it to I could be making up stuff. And then I also read you the testimonies of the other people who were affected. One of the witnesses or the parents of who lost the child was saying that these people have another tavern that they're operating.
Oh, it's okay. And
No
I can
one
tell
cares.
you, I can tell you for free now that if you go and research that tavern, it's not in a place where when the developers come and develop the place, it's a place that is designated for business and such business, because it can be designated for business, but for different type of business. You know how these developers come and do now. When there is a school, for example, opposite that business stand, there is no way they can say you can build the alcohol place. We fought. I talked about the situation where we had to fight in our area, where someone wanted to come and build a tavern just because it's a new development. He bought a stand, a business stand, that person, but eventually, luckily, we got a school opposite that, and then we were able to win that battle. But at least we were young, people who were fighting, more educated also, most of the group. And then you get people who take an advantage of the certain community, maybe that is old, people who cannot fight, people who are afraid, people who perceive people of tavern as gangster. And you can't blame them for that because of what has been happening. There's no protection, there's nothing. You are on your own. You speak against these people. When you go to sleep, you are on your own.
And sometimes police collude with them. We've seen what happens. I mean, all it takes in South Africa to buy the police is a couple of thousands, and they back off.
And we had a story that we are going to talk about right now, where, we're told that JMPD, is it EMPD? EMPD. At 200 and something, has
250 or 270.
Yes, of people who
have criminal records.
Yes, who have criminal records.
It's a combination of people who have pending cases and those who have been convicted. So I'm gonna cover it now, Yeah, Mr. Anonymous, you sent me the story today and I was very interested in it. When I first saw it, immediately when I saw EMPD, I started thinking about the case.
Yeah.
I started thinking about all of the police officers that were recruited or asked upon to go and make those arrests of accused number 1 and number 2, and how they acquired the assistance of EMPD, So the workers within this department have criminal records ranging from forcing themselves on persons, mostly females, and murder cases. These are the same department police officers who were involved in the arrests of the 5 accused who are standing before the court for the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Of course, it's not all of them, but some of them were there making those arrests. And the ones that Brigadier Kininda, the investigating officer of the Senzo Meyiwa trial, Senzo Meyiwa case, went and sought for their assistance in the arrest of accused number 1, Bongani Ntanzi, and accused number 2, Muzi Sibiya. In fact, they went above and beyond. They went all the way to Rustenburg to arrest Bongani Ntanzi, those ones. And turns out many of them in that department have criminal records, and we don't know about the ones who participated in the arrest of accused number 1 and 2, but it's only a matter of time until we find out from the media, of course, which ones might be implicated. So the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department, otherwise known as EMPD, is under investigation after it was revealed that a large number of constables, inspectors, and security guards have disturbing criminal records. These include convictions of forcing themselves on other persons or females, theft, fraud, murder, assault, housebreaking, and robbery. These are the people that are supposed to keep the community safe. Letlhogonolo Moseki, the MMC for Community Safety, made the startling disclosure that at least 167 EMPD employees have criminal convictions. So 167 have criminal convictions. And the total number of 250 employees with tainted criminal histories is deeply troubling. 74 constables, 23 security guards, 20 inspectors, 17 cashiers, 8 traffic wardens, 4 general workers, 1 prosecutor, and a director. A prosecutor for the NPA, 1 prosecutor, and a director who has been declared unsuitable to work with children and unfit to handle a firearm by the court. Kilebogile Tipa, who is the EMPD spokesperson, said that 250 of their employees have criminal records. Another interesting thing that she said in an interview is that these records are acquired after they were acquired after these people had been employed, because they were asking, how come you did not detect that these people had criminal records before you hired them? There's a vetting process when you're applying for a job, and they look whether you had a criminal record or not. Private companies are very efficient at doing it. You will not get a job if you have a criminal record over there. So with the recruiting process of EMPD, how did these people slip through the cracks? And she came back to say that actually it's because these people committed these crimes after they were hired. That's the explanation that she gave. And this was due to the department doing a proactive exercise by the department vetting them. So it seems that most of these officers have criminal records, but they only got them after they were employed by EMPD. And some cases, they date far back as 1985, 1992. One officer was convicted of 2 cases of assault in 2005 and 2006. Another one was convicted of fraud in 2004. Kilebogile denied that EMPD would ever hire anyone with a criminal record because the checks and balances are not balancing here.
Isn't it saying that they do that even if they don't do it directly? Because why keep the person on the system then for this long after such damning
conviction?
Not even allegation in this case.
Conviction. It's all very strange.
So does it mean that once you are in, you can commit any crime, you'll be protected?
Maybe that's what this is telling us.
And I don't have a problem with that, because we are already having that feeling that some of these cops are corrupt, and some of these people that we say we should be looking up to when it comes to law, they are corrupt. Not all of them, obvious, but most of them. And the problem is that the groups that are corrupt are dominant. They have powers that are unlimited, if you ask me. And obvious, that's my opinion. So the problem is here then with this story is when you are requested, in fact, when you are told, not requested, when you are told to do things that are heinous, things that are not good, and you have such a record, doesn't it compromise you? Even if you don't want to do that thing, you'll end up doing that thing. Because, you have to. What else can you do? Otherwise, you're going to be seeing yourself going to court and losing the job.
So here you're painting a scenario of perhaps one police officer who has a criminal record.
Yes.
And they would not like everybody to know about this criminal record. And then maybe one police officer finds out about it and they want something to be done.
That is not legal.
We've seen instances where staff needed to go above and beyond what is required of you, right?
Yes.
So maybe to force the hand, an investigation was done, a background check was done by, someone who wanted a police officer to do something illegal.
Who wanted a favor.
Or a favor.
Yes.
And they're like, you actually have a case that I found out about from 2004 or from 2000 and whatever. You understand? And then they're like, okay, you're going to do this for me.
If you
Does
don't
it
want
sound
me
like
to,
you have a
to
choice?
to ring the bell. Because it does sound very bad. If you have been compromised before, already when you come in, you'll be compromised. And let me tell you something. Remember the example I made of we don't want a ruler. We want someone who has a tainted background. It is so that in case we want
Who
to do so.
testified like that? There's a police
Oh, it's not a
officer.
testimony.
Uh-huh.
It's something I had
Okay.
from someone who.
Oh yes, you
worked
did mention
there.
it on one of the live streams.
Yes.
That one of the police officers you were talking to said that they don't want a straight ruler. They want someone who's a bit, can easily adjust into how they work.
Yeah. So that is the problem, because from there, even if you don't want to do anything, you will have to do it.
What choice do you have?
And then you find people who have powers, people who can pull your records, even if you work with them, people who are now in a bit higher positions. Obvious, when they call for a favor, they just pull the records and say, Chief, this is not a request. You've got to do this. And what are you going to do? Will you be able to say no to that person? And this is where the problem starts with our police. This is where the rotten part of it starts, because you can have someone who's tainted, who's compromised. You can.
The fact that they were able to keep their jobs, even after you still kept your job. That is wow. That is shocking. That is very shocking. So yes, Gilibogile Tip also said that they were going to follow a human resource process when they were asking whether are these people going to be dealt with or what. She's still talking about HR and the Labor Relations Act. So I don't know. This doesn't sound like anything will be done, in my opinion. So
that's a thing with this thing. Once you keep them there and they start doing things on your behalf, then they end up having something on you too.
And the verification process started in 2022, apparently, and it was done again in 2023. So they took all the fingerprints of EMPD employees. There are around 3,200 and something, if I'm not mistaken. So they took all of their fingerprints and they vetted them. From 2022 to again 2023, and now it's 2024, and they decided to release the news to the public.
And you must know that something are not just released like that. Sometimes it's a political move. You might think that this is just someone who's doing their job. Why haven't they been doing this job for long? Why now are we coming up with stories like this and making them public? When we're about to go to voting stations, when we're about to do big things, and you're coming now with such things.
Because now there's also a hand of the DA involved in why we have this situation.
I don't like that process, because for a while these people keep quiet.
They do.
They sing the same tune, and later, when it's time for and then all of a sudden you want to be seen to be doing something.
But what were you doing all this time is the
question. So you
question.
hold on to something that could harm the whole nation just for the right time for you to get votes.
And to start electioneering.
And then you are looked at as a person who's doing something.
Oh my God. I think that's the awful thing about this situation, is that people collect this information, they sit on it, and then they release it at a time they think will be beneficial.
Or it shouldn't be even beneficial, this one. It should not be counting as a beneficial. Even a person who knew this information and sat on it for a while, if they did, should not be benefiting. As people, we shouldn't be blindfolded by people who come through back doors. I would not support that. I would say that it's a good thing that now we know such things, and we have been actually, in what we have been seeing. You see some people coming to court, some police coming to court to testify. You can see this person is just, if you ask me, doing someone a favor. it just doesn't
The
make
testimony
sense.
sounds like
I
that.
mean, have you ever listened to a testimony and you're like, wow, this person is a police?
Yeah, that's what's happening there. It feels like they're tippy-toeing. They're tippy-toeing. They are, they are careful. They're too careful not to piss off somebody or something.
It's crazy, man. But in any case, Emil, I think if you covered the whole story, it's done.
I think for now we'll close it up here. Let's let the family
We just wanted
decide
to look at that
You
and maybe
what do
perhaps
you
get the
think?
reason why we say some of these policies cannot be trusted. And when we listen to cases that are maybe some of them were reviewing, maybe some of them were not even reviewing, you see where they come from, some of them. Or like, I feel like they've got something on this one. You can't be saying things like this. Some of them will be saying things that are even compromising them. You're like, okay, this person.
You're like, it feels like
Yeah.
you have a weapon held against your head that you must. Some of their testimonies do feel like that, in my honest opinion. And they're like, why would you say that? Why would you put yourself in a position where you could get fired and you're testifying like that in the court of law? And there's no need when you look at
It's
it.
in television. It's not just it's in television.
Yeah, strange things have been happening there. But now when we put these pieces and puzzles together, knowing that some of the EMPD officers have criminal records, one can only wonder if Abu Jonathan are clean or not.
And that's an honest wondering.
We're wondering.
It has nothing to do to say that maybe there is no such
We
information.
don't have
we can have
inside information.
We would just like to see the list.
Yeah, the list of those officers. Can it be
That's why I don't want
released?
to throw people's name in this, because it is tempting to throw people's name. But let's just refrain from that for now.
I hear you. Let's
All
refrain.
is alleged. That is certainly.
Everything is alleged, but would like to see that list, please.
Thank you. Thank you to the person who sent this. I hope that it's worth listening to it and also giving it a shot now on your site and commenting, telling us what you think.
Yeah.
You guys have a freedom of saying what you need to say on the comments section. And it's a bye from Zanzi.